And then there came a day like many others. The best Flarking Podcast. Your nerd's eye view of TV, film, comics, and video games. With you as always, your mother Flarking hosts, Dunners and Reach.
Hello, it is 2016, and this is the first new Best Flarking Podcast of the year. I am Dunners to some, and right there with me to guide us on this journey into the future of podcasting is my main man, Reach. Reach, how the hell have you been since we've been off for the holidays for like a whole month and a week and a month and a day and a bunch of days and a bunch of weeks?
So much time. Oh man, that is such a interesting question, but I'm gonna generalize it with a good and excited about so many damn things that have come out and happened since the last time we've gotten on this little podcast thing that we do. But how the hell have you been, man?
Oh man, I've been awesome. I in our time off here, I came back to the homeland and I spent, the holidays with my wife and son in Minnesota before venturing back here to California yesterday. And so now I'm back here. I'm ready to podcast, ready to do some things. When we left off, it was 2015, and it was before our world had changed. It's 2016 now, and between the two of us, we've seen Star Wars somewhere in the neighborhood of like 3 to 7 times.
Yeah. Probably closer to 7.
Yeah, most certainly closer to 7. And so with that being said, clearly we hated it, because combined we've only seen it 7 times.
No,
and,
not a fan.
if we truly loved it, we would have seen it like 20 or 30 times.
Yeah, 7 would have been my own personal viewing number.
Yeah. I mean, just kidding. It's, as that movie trudges towards putting Avatar in the garbage, which, thank God for that. Thank God, Star Wars, if for any other reason than to at least have the highest grossing film of all time be one that people fucking enjoy. Like, because you look at Avatar and it's like $2.2 billion or whatever it was, and it's just like, and you can't find anyone who's like, yeah, I love Avatar. You can't find anyone anywhere to say that, except for me apparently back in 2007, because I got one of those time hop things and was like, went and saw Avatar for a second time. It was awesome again, which is totally untrue, because then I went a third time and I fucking fell asleep in that movie the third time I saw it. Wow. It was because, you know what, this was right after I had started working on 3D movies, and I was so convinced and sold that 3D was like the future of a medium and not just a gimmick. And I just wanted to keep supporting my industry and like puffing myself up. And then I remember that it's just like, the more times you see Avatar, like the more the gimmick wears off. Not the 3D gimmick, just the gimmick of it being a good movie.
Sure.
And now it's terrible.
Yeah.
Which, is true.
Still holds true.
It kind of has it has long-term Nolan-itis.
Yes.
Is what Avatar is. Because you see it, and then over time it gets weaker. Whereas, like, Nolan movies, you see them, and you have a great time in there, and then you get to your car, and you go, well, wait, hold on one fucking second. And so, like, it's stretched out, and...
That's exactly what you do, too.
Avatar is, like, long-term Nolan-itis. But... To really get into the brass tacks of it, fucking A, is Star Wars good. And if I can go on a sidebar really quick to say, fuck you, Max Landis. So what if Rey is a Mary Sue character? That movie was fucking awesome. And I know in your rant that it was like, I'm not trying to say you shouldn't like Star Wars. I just want to rant for 10 minutes of why I think it's a shitty movie. I want you to write another movie that's better than Chronicle. Maybe go help your homeboy Josh Trank and revive Fantastic Four, because I think you're a very good writer, and I would love to see you write another movie and not just bitch about the ones being made by other people.
Yeah, the best way to complain is to make something.
So, Star Wars.
Bro.
The Force Awakens.
I wanted to high-five strangers in the theater. Like, just pure joy.
Can we I want to this is an audience poll moment right here. Straight up, best score in the history of films is Star Wars, is it not? Like, it has to be like, I'm not saying because like quality of music composition, but when you get a whole room full of people screaming for da 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 da, it's like fucking just beautiful, like start of the Star Wars scroll. It's just like, that's fucking legit and serious. And like the Imperial March playing when they show Darth Vader's helmet, and just the throne room coronation scene, and like, man, there's just, Star Wars is like the most iconic score ever. Like, I had just like goosebumps from shit that like was ingrained into me from watching Empire and shit when I was a kid. And when those music hits happen, it's like, oh, this is serious. Oh, this part's fun. And it just didn't like, none of that, like, my brain isn't even working. It's just an emotional response to those things.
No, you're right.
And the movie's just so good, and as always, we are going to fucking go spoilery as crazy, so if by some fucking crazy stretch of the imagination you listen to this show and you haven't seen Star Wars, you're gonna have to like skip to like 27-30 minutes in, because this is gonna go fucking straight to spoiler town. And this is the one of the few times where I don't believe in spoilers, but I don't want to spoil this movie for you, because I would feel bad about it. The only time ever. The only time I'd feel bad about it. Oh. Like, I mean, I don't want to steal Star Wars away from anybody. Like that's like the Grinch Who Stole Christmas, but then he never gets fucking fixed by Cindy Lou Who in the end. He just keeps stealing. He just goes to the next Whoville and fucking yaks all of their Christmas shit and all of their roast beast. Yeah, I know a lot about the Grinch. I know quite a bit about it. Because my heart grew 3 sizes once. That's actually not good. If your heart grows 3 sizes, that's like you're a prime candidate for congestive heart failure.
That is an issue, Kai. You get a hold of your doctor.
Call your physician immediately if you have heart enlargement.
Do not consult a Dr. Seuss book. Not that doctor.
So, tough question. Favorite character in the movie?
You know me. You already know me. Ren.
Kylo Ren's your favorite, huh?
Yeah, man. Well, it's okay. Let me think about that one a little bit more. Initial reaction, of course, it's Ren. It's the only other damn name and character that I like that I can pun my name on, Kylo Reach. So,
fair enough.
Then I'm a big fan of the all black, and I don't know. Opening scene of the damn movie freezes the blaster ray. It's like, oh, okay, so that's how we're gonna start this shit. I don't know. That initial reaction, favorite character, but we've talked about this, and I'm also a big fan of Poe. So, and Ray, Ray wins. Ray's the auto win, so I'm never just the guy to hop on the bandwagon with everybody, even though I should. But she's a shoo-in, man. Fuck, come on.
So, following your logic of being able to apply your name, so does that mean that my favorite character should be Unkar Plutt so I can call myself Dunkar Plutt?
Yes, it should.
So the Junker who raises Rey is my favorite character in the whole movie due to the ability of me putting my name in the front of a character. I think Finn is my favorite character in the whole movie because he's kind of like the glue that ties everything, like all the characters come together around him. And I like that because he's also not the main character of the movie, despite us being lied to by all the trailers and the posters and every promo material coming up to it. I really, really enjoy his character as, like, he's a means to an end for everybody. And it's like, he's Poe Dameron's like rescuer. Rey saves his life. They get off the planet together. Like him and Han Solo like forge a friendship. Like he has a moment with everyone except for Leia in the whole movie, with the exception of just saying that the Starkiller base is super powerful to her. Yeah, he's the only one who really has a moment with everybody.
Yeah, you don't know.
And so I think
you make a lot of great observations that I do not, man.
So I think Finn is my favorite. I think Finn is my favorite character. I like Kylo Ren for a lot of different reasons, but I also hate him for a lot of different reasons, and that's one of the reasons I like the characters, because I hate him, because that's what you're supposed to do with a pretty good villain, is not like them. So I definitely, Kylo Ren works really, really well in his portrayal, and I'm pretty excited to see where they go with him once we see him get all Sithed up to the max. But it's got to be Finn for me. Finn's number one, and then maybe BB-8 because of the flamethrower thumbs up.
Man,
is number two.
You can. Yeah, I noticed that one when we were watching it a second time. That or your third, my second. You could kind of put your own dialogue to BB-8 as the tone, the inflection of his beeps goes up and down, and I was kind of making my own dialogue there. It was a shit ton of fun too.
Oh yeah, no, BB-8's great. The funny thing is, have you seen the meme, the Sesame Street meme?
I have not.
It shows Grover and R2D2, and then above it says "Search your feelings, you know it to be true," and then split in half on the other side of the image is Elmo and BB-8. And it's just like, because BB-8's got like the reddish orange coloring,
right.
and R2D2's blue, and I was like, yeah, I guess so.
Grover. That's great.
So like, I mean, Star Wars, it's for me, it's the best Star Wars of the bunch.
Yep.
But it does suffer from some Deus Ex Machina type situations where it's like unsolvable problem is solved instantly by the introduction of force powers. Like how she's never going to get out of this situation. Oh, she can just use the force now. We can't blow this up. Oh, well, we have these charges, and we'll just blow the wall open instead of blowing the blast door open. So there's a lot of that happening in there, but at least it doesn't fall victim to some other standard action movie tropes. There's no Chekhov's gun to it, which is great, because that's what I thought the Star Killer was going to be. I thought they were going to Chekhov's gun the Star Killer, and and just like have it show up and just never fire. Yeah. But instead we get to watch it obliterate the Republic immediately. And I was like, holy shit, this thing is actually awesome.
Yeah.
I love that moment where it's like, I was like, that'd be great if it was the Death Star. This is the Death Star. This is the Star Killer base. And it's just like, holy shit, it's like 100 times bigger Death Star. Force Awakens, the more I think about it, is a very fantastic retelling of A New Hope.
Yeah,
it's everything A New Hope is, but a better way of doing it.
I wonder when it comes out on Blu-ray, I would actually I should make a note of this right now so I actually do it. But make watch both of them and timestamp certain events.
Even just like do a split cut, like put them both on top of each other and just have them playing, and then you can just see it. To circle back to why Finn's my favorite character too. He has a moment very clearly you can see that like there's the seeds of like a him and Leia type relationship growing between him and Rey.
Yep.
In the beginning in this movie, and it's really awesome. I love that he starts off lying to her, not because I think it's cool to lie to women, but because like we have this happen in almost every movie where like we have a tainted hero who starts off as a bad guy. See, now I know you're lying. Well, I'm only trying to lie to the female audience or something. But he lies to her, and he tries to keep the lie up. And then eventually, instead of having the very standard cringeworthy blow up in his face romantic comedy type reveal that has her like run away,
make everything awkward.
He just straight up goes, I lied about who I am. And then he tells her the truth, and I was like, holy shit, that's awesome. We never see that happen. That never happens until someone's forced to do it. Like he just does it because he has his way out and everything. Like she still thinks he's this like. She thinks he's running away from the resistance, but she still thinks he's a good person because he was a resistance fighter. And he's like, nope, I'm a piece of shit as a stormtrooper, and I fucking just couldn't kill anybody, and it just didn't feel right, and I ran, and I've been running ever since. I'm not a good person. And she's like, stay. I was like, that's a fucking cool moment. That's a really cool moment right there. That
is a cool moment.
Yeah, I really dug that part.
Now that you bring that up with Finn and being a piece of shit, I have to think back now to his working sanitation prior to being military. And what kind of state of affairs were going on that planet where you had to get somebody from sanitation to come down and grab a gun?
Well, I think it's like a rotational thing though, because they're like,
okay,
because
that's
they
what's going on.
Because they train them all.
Everybody chips in.
Well, I mean, maybe not everybody chips in, but they train them all, and then they have combat missions, and they have to test which ones are excel or not. Because Captain Phasma says that he had been reassigned to her division, and then he had been evaluated for after this mission. He had been evaluated for reconditioning because he had a mental slip up.
Yeah.
So I think it's something along the line of he was a janitor, and then his scores or whatever they do to gauge how good of a combatant they are were high enough for active duty.
Gotcha.
They sent him to active duty, and he couldn't perform. So they tried to fuck with his head. But to touch on that, though, what a disappointment Captain Phasma is as a character. Because she's in the movie a grand total of like 4 minutes, and her like only lines are,
if that.
I didn't know, you'll never get away with this, and something else.
Yeah.
I mean, the coolest thing about Phasma is hearing about afterwards that her armor is built out of Emperor Palpatine's sailing yacht.
Dude, that is dope.
Like her chrome armor is reclaimed from the ship that the Emperor used to travel around in. Like, that's fucking badass. Can we get this character some time in the movies coming up to be like a big deal? Because they're building for a showdown between her and Finn. Because in the end, obviously it's Rey versus Ren, and it's Finn versus Phasma, but we just have no build-up for Phasma to mean anything yet. And since, as far as we know, TR-8R is already dead, and if you don't know who TR-8R is, you're not a real Star Wars fan, the end. Just kidding.
That's pretty much what it is.
TR-8R is the most interesting thing that has come out of Star Wars, and shows how truly odd Star Wars fans are about the things they love, because Star Wars fandom is crazy, because it's something that's only really expressly existed as a film. It didn't start as like a comic and then become movies. It was a movie that spawned like books and video games, and a shitload more movies, and a shitload more books, and a shitload more everything. Like a shitload of more of all the things that have ever were ever.
Or a fuck ton.
Yeah, either one of those.
How many shitloads to a fuck ton?
I think that it's like four or five. So TR-8R is the dude who has the blaster on Finn, and he's like, traitor! And then he throws his gun down because he's such a fucking thug, and he goes like fucking vibrator baton after him. Like, think of the wands that knock people out in Demolition Man, but 5 of them attached to the end of a pugil stick that an American gladiator would use.
Yeah.
Like, that's what this dude rocks. And, he almost kills Finn and he gets shot. So we don't know if he's dead, but I'd like to think he's dead, because in this universe where Boba Fett clearly gets eaten by the Sarlacc and doesn't continue to live, no one should ever get to come back from anything, man. No. Like, everyone should be dead right afterwards. But this dude has become so popular, and so many memes and things have sprung up around him. He's getting his own hot toy. And if you don't know what hot toys are, this is another one of those moments where it's like, I don't know why you listen to this show. Hot toys are incredibly expensive, quote-unquote action figures.
They're not what is in their name.
They're these like 6th scale figures that are hundreds of dollars, between like $2 and $1,000 a piece.
The furthest from a toy.
And it's a toy, but the sculpts on them are so good that they're pretty insane and lifelike. Like, I like to buy cheap action figures and stuff, like stuff that doesn't cost more than $10, but I almost pulled the trigger on the Groot and Rocket one because I just couldn't control myself. I also tried to talk my wife into letting me buy the Hulkbuster one, because I had just got a bunch of money from a movie, and I was like, look at all this, just like,
the one with the Iron Man inside.
Yeah, the Iron Man inside of it. And she's like, you're not buying that. We have a kid now. What on earth makes you think you could buy a giant Hulkbuster toy? I'm like, well, Flynn can play with it when he gets older. And it's like in my mind, it's like, that is a lie. And there I am, lying to a woman right there.
Oh, he could fight that thing right now. Full scale.
So it's just like, so it's crazy. This fucking like random nobody has gotten a hot toy made about him.
Yeah.
Which is just mind-blowing that is a thing that happened. On top of which, we fucking found out that Lord Voldemort is actually the like ruler of the Sith. Supreme Leader, Supreme Leader Snoke is basically Voldemort and Gollum mixed together. You put Voldemort and Gollum in like a blender and then you pour it into Palpatine's robes, and you've got Supreme Leader Snoke.
Disturbance in the Force. Do you feel it?
It's funny because it's like you can hear the Andy Serkis in there. You know, you can hear it pretty good. But instead of it being like all like fucking Gollum-y, it's like it's this weird like I'm kind of it's like he's trying to do Marlon Brando from the Godfather, but an even more evil Marlon Brando from the Godfather. Fucking Sinead Supreme Leader Snoke. I only say that because he's bald and she was bald at one point in time. Nothing against Sinead O'Connor or her current struggles with mental health. That's right there is what we call a disclaimer for if anyone gets upset. So, but bottom line is fucking go see Star Wars because fuck, it's great. Go see it a bunch of times if you have already seen it. And, let's bring on Rian Johnson's one, and let's bring on fucking Rogue One next year.
But yo, can I get a one shot of the garbage compactor with Phasma, please?
Just her plop down in there.
Yes.
Just her sliding, just plopping in there, and maybe find some cool Brianna Tarth that I can
get some more
modulate.
screen time.
Yeah, just make it and add it to the movie for my own Dunkar Plut cut of the movie.
There you go. See what I do for you?
Hey, you do it all. You really do it for me, my friend. So now that we've gotten all of the Star Wars love out of our system, should we talk about the fact that a bunch of promo photos for Doctor Strange were released and more than 6 people have told me that Benedict Cumberbatch with a goatee looks like me, although I only kind of see it. I've kind of just had to yield to the fact that more people than I'm comfortable with being like, nah, have said that it does. So I'm just like, yeah, it looks like me.
That's you.
So apparently, without a goatee, me and Benedict Cumberbatch look nothing alike. But when we both have facial hair, same guy. I'm just fatter.
You need the cowl though too.
Yeah, I really do need to get a cowl and an Eye of Agamotto, and I can just do all sorts of. We'll start running around. I'm the Sorcerer Supreme. It's like local man in San Diego committed after claiming he's Sorcerer Supreme.
Just waving your arms around everywhere.
Where's Baron Mordo? And they're like, gotta get this guy out of here. He's freaking out everyone that's ever been.
Somebody get him back to Hollywood Boulevard.
So, I mean, we've gotten, obviously, we're getting the typical Marvel promo cycle. We've gotten a bunch of images in an Entertainment Weekly. We just got a bunch of pictures of the Sanctum Sanctorum, which looks pretty rad.
I'd like to live there, please, and thank you.
So that's pretty incredible.
Dude, it looks so dope.
Most incredible, though, Tom Holland being on set. What the fuck is Spider-Man doing there?
Your guess is as good as mine, dude.
Is this the way that we're gonna do it? We're gonna get a little drip of Spider-Man up until Spectacular Spider-Man comes out.
He's just gonna pop up.
I'm okay with it. I'm not saying it like I'm not super okay with it. I'm way into the idea of Spoderman showing up in everything. So I'm super cool with that. Man, I'm pretty excited about this promo stuff for Doctor Strange. I don't think, like, I started to think that I wouldn't get excited about just seeing these images being popped up here and there because it happens so often now. But then, like, when I saw him, I was like, ooh, shit, he does look like Doctor Strange. Awesome.
He really looks like Doctor Strange.
So
I mean, they even got the wave on his side. Like, they grew out that part of his hair right in the front. I can't imagine what he looks like if his hair is not gelled. That's got to look like shit.
I bet he looks like garbage. But he looks like such a stupid idiot. What a stupid idiot.
Yeah, until it's like pow and just fucking blowed back perfectly in that nice little gray wave there just on the sides. You're like, oh shit, it's Doctor Strange.
It's Doctor Strange. So
man,
that is going to be the young hotness, I think.
How much do you think they'll delve into the multiverse there with that one? We got the one photo of him kind of what looks like, kind of blasting through the multiverse. We've been told the eye is going to have some relation to time. Hint, hint. Right. Time stone.
Well, and I mean they flat out the official line from Kevin Feige is that it can alter probabilities.
Yeah.
Which means that it can fuck with time.
It can Scarlet Witch the shit out of something.
Exactly. It can do what Scarlet Witch is supposed to be able to do. Which is okay. I'm totally fine with Scarlet Witch not being as powerful as she's supposed to be, because fuck is she broken in the books. I think we'll probably only get the quantum realm and maybe the astral plane. I don't think we'll go much further. We might get Nightmare's realm if Mads Mikkelsen is Nightmare.
Okay. Good call.
So if Mads Mikkelsen is Nightmare, we'll get that. But I don't think we'll see more than 3 realms in this whole thing. And I feel like that's a good thing, because the same way that Guardians kind of tiptoed through the tulips with the cosmic side of Marvel, which now in the second one they can go anywhere, do anything, and be whatever they want.
Yep.
We kind of needed that. We needed that same kind of thing with Doctor Strange, and I feel like that's how they're going to do it, is kind of just ease us into it. So that way the non-us people who like Marvel, which is the staggering majority of Marvel's fans, are not comic book people. So I feel like that's the right look for them, is to have these small steps in, and three separate universes is probably the most they can do without getting just flying right over someone's head and melting their brain.
Right.
So I'm pretty excited about all of that stuff, and I think that's really, really legit.
Super.
So it's fucking trailer season, dude. It was trailer season. It's not anymore, but it was when we were gone, so we're doing it now. So there's a Batman vs Superman trailer, which is okay until about halfway through it, and then it kind of goes off the rails into Dumbville. Which, if you've ever been to Dumbville, they don't even have an IHOP. Don't go there.
It's not a place you want to be.
Yeah, it's just not good.
It was okay.
It's overall it's an okay trailer for a big movie. For a movie that has its designs on knocking Captain America down as the movie to beat in the superhero genre.
Yeah.
Right now it's losing handily.
Yeah.
And
I don't know. I thought the way it opened with Lex and everything, different strokes for different folks, but it gave me anxiety.
Yeah, no, I could see that. But as we know, the world don't move to the beat of just one drum. Right. So
he just goes up walking all and talking fast and shit.
I'm actually into the idea of Lex being like basically Mark Zuckerberg.
Right.
I'm into that as an idea. But I like
I do love the line of "you're psychotic." That's just a word made up for. Oh shit! What is? I didn't.
It's a 3-syllable mind for
3-syllable word for minds that are too big or
too small.
Too small.
Yeah, to comprehend. Yeah, whatever he says.
Whatever it is, look it up. Yeah.
So, I mean, my favorite line from that trailer is also a Lex Luthor line, but it's so quickly glossed over that it kind of bums me out, because I feel like that's a really cool idea that I hope actually gets touched on in the movie.
Which
and
one?
Isn't instantly glossed over. It's do you know what the oldest lie in America is, Senator? and then there's the beat that pauses, and then he responds with, "It's that power can be innocent." And I like that idea because it's going to be a very neat reflection of like, yeah, you can't be all powerful and be innocent, because when you're all powerful and you're trying to be in control of stuff, you're going to step on somebody, and then at that point you're not innocent. Because like Superman in this world isn't innocent. He's caused a bunch of death fighting Zod, as everyone who bitches and complains about all of that likes to talk about. So it's...
I mean, Bruce Wayne cried over it.
He sure did. As he hugged that strange little child who he doesn't know. But he did save her life by standing over her in the smoke.
And somehow nothing fell on him. Just around him.
Nothing falls on Batman. He's Batman.
He probably yelled at it and it went around him.
He probably just had thought about what would happen if an alien ever came to Metropolis, and he knew exactly where to stand, because that seems like a very Batman thing to do.
You nailed it.
He's like, I gotta get the middle of Main and 3rd. Why? It's the perfect place to stand if aliens had a war here. They're like, what?
It's the one spot the rubble won't fall.
People are running out. He's running in. Like, Bruce Wayne is crazy. He's like, you'll be dead in a minute, jackass. Just like, he keeps running, grabs the little kid. You're in my spot, and like moves her.
Oh, it's fantastic.
But yeah, I mean, it's pretty mediocre, but not the worst. Not the worst of trailer season. On the high end of my good list, and I don't give a shit what any of you think about it, is fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows.
Yeah.
That shit looks awesome. Fucking Casey Jones,
right
fucking
there with you, buddy.
Bebop and Rocksteady. That movie just looks like it knows what's up, and it does not give a shit about anything.
Nope.
And you know what? I'm okay with a movie being schlocky and fucking dumb if it knows for a fact that it's schlocky and dumb and doesn't give a fuck about what you think about it.
Yep.
That's why Jurassic World was awesome, because it didn't give a shit about what you thought.
Yep.
It just was like, I'm gonna be this thing. If you like it, great. If not, go fuck yourself. And
pretty much.
And that's what Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 looks like, and it's a kids movie telling you to do that. So that's awesome.
It's even better, yes.
You know, and Bebop and Rocksteady looking like their exact counterparts from the cartoons from the 80s, 80s/early 90s is awesome.
Having Baxter introduced,
yeah,
we all know what he ends up looking like. Holy
I know,
shit.
right? I mean, and supposedly getting Krang in this movie, and then apparently Mark Hamill's voicing Caraxus too, one of the other fucking like alien rock guys from the other dimension.
Yeah,
or Dimension X or
he's
whatever.
the general, isn't he?
Yeah, I think that's him. I can't remember what all the rock dudes' names are, but so all that's happening, and then I mean, if we have Baxter Stockman prior to him becoming the Fly Baxter, we should be getting the Mousers at some point, right?
Should.
We should be getting the Mousers, and then I mean that means if we get the Mousers, that means probably the next movie we'll get the fucking Rat King. You know, so like,
I just sign me up for Slash at some point in time, please.
I'm just saying, like, if logical progression, we need to have somebody for Casey Jones to logically fight, because he can't fight Bebop and Rocksteady.
Yeah, no,
Rat King is
none
perfect
of these
for him.
guys.
Rat King is perfect for him to fight. I also would like to see the leap being made into the next movie, them realizing that Bebop and Rocksteady don't cut it, the Rock guys can't do it. So what do they try and do? They try and get their own turtle, but they end up making Chrome Dome instead, the mechanized turtle.
Oh yeah.
You know, you can get like Slash and Chrome Dome, like have their own like a mechanized turtle in their own.
Chrome Dome.
You know, I fucking love Chrome Dome.
I know
like,
it was the Triceratops. That dude was my favorite.
What is a Triceratops?
That orange one, yeah.
All I want to say is Triceracop, because that's
right?
what Kung Fury has done to me.
Kung Fury's the greatest.
So fucking TMNT 2 is on that list, and you know what the point, like, it was the very end that it officially just fucking had me, is when the tank comes out of the river and just fires a fucking mortar shell. I'm like, I don't care. I don't even care anymore. Like, it's just, I don't even care. The funny part is like,
it was the barrel scene.
I believe the thing about it is that like that tank, I think, is an Abrams M2, which is called a Warthog, which is kind of what Bebop is, and Rocksteady is. And no, excuse me. Yeah, no, that's right. Because Bebop's the warthog and he's driving the tank. So Bebop's a warthog driving a warthog, and you have fucking Rocksteady firing the goddamn cannon. And it's just like, don't care about any of this. This is so tight. I'm so into it. Not into X-Men.
It's
at all.
Bad. You were okay with it immediately. I remember the morning it came out.
The morning it came out, I was actually totally,
it.
I was totally fine with it because I hadn't seen it like 30 times yet, which you had already seen it like a million times.
No, I watched it twice.
See, that's like a million
I knew
times.
It was bad.
That's basically a million times.
Because I'm a genius.
I watched it and I was like, aside from all the talking points of Apocalypse, this isn't that bad. And then it's like, as time goes on, it like kind of wears out. And it's not very good.
And you realize there's no voice modulation on Apocalypse.
Yeah, and it's just kind of...
And you have the Four Horsemen looking like... God, I don't even know what.
I like my Four Horsemen that I made. Because my problems with the X-Men trailer forced me to make a better version of it.
Yeah, problem solved.
That is on YouTube. If you guys want to be so kind as to go watch it, it's at the Evil Ice Cream Pictures YouTube page. We'll like link it or something in our notes or however we do it.
The original.
And look at the four. We've got the female Silverhawk instead of Angel.
Yep.
We've got confused John Travolta.
Yep.
We still have Magneto. And then we have the Kool-Aid Man.
God, that's just...
So, like, that's a pretty serious four. Also, I replaced Apocalypse with Ivan Ooze throughout the whole movie because even though they turned him blue, they didn't fish lip him, so I said, fuck you, he's Ivan Ooze now, to me. So Ivan Ooze basically augments these guys to fight the X-Men or whatever. But go watch that. X-Men Apocalypse is a bad trailer.
It's not a good trailer.
Yeah. Number 2, I think, on the overall list, it might even be number 1. The second Deadpool trailer that came out Christmas morning. I don't have time for your X-Men bullshit, Colossus. Just flat out perfect moment in the trailer. Just kind of just sets everything up for the tone of what it's going to be, not including the fact that there are a ton of other awesome moments in that trailer too.
Many.
You know, with the whatever they did to me made me completely indestructible and completely unfuckable. And then having TJ Miller deliver even another new one, despite the fact that we heard him say two awesome things in the other trailer, but it's like, you look like the inside of other people's assholes. That's what he says to him. And it's just like, it's pretty ridiculous. So and then and then the ending of that trailer where it's like, what is Gina Carano's character's name again?
I don't know, but dude, did she not get brolic by the end of that? Holy shit!
Oh yeah, she looks way big by the end of that.
Wow. And yeah, who is she to throw down with Colossus like that?
She's Angel Dust. That's who she is. Which is what, she's a classic Deadpool bad guy, right? She's like one of the Morlocks, is she not?
I don't know.
I think she's one of the Morlocks. I don't really know. I know that like her strength level is high.
Yeah.
But like,
how could it be that high though?
I mean, obviously, for the sake of the movie, they're just gonna have to whack Colossus unconscious, which is cool because, you know,
Negasonic.
Then we see Negasonic Teenage Warhead then decide to just go fucking ape shit. But before she goes ape shit, she's got to finish her tweet.
Yeah.
Finish her tweet. Her 140 characters, which is apparently getting the switch from 140 to 1,400 characters in the next month here.
Bullshit.
Jack Dorsey, CEO of Twitter, said today that Twitter will be getting a boost in the regular tweet capacity because of the amount of people tweeting pictures of text so they can get around the fact that they can only write 140 characters. So Twitter is going to evolve into something else, which with 1,400 characters, I believe those are high school essays. So you can write a high school essay on Twitter now.
A short novel.
Basically, Twitter's going to become your own like streamable or scrollable live journal, which, you know, means everything is cyclical, even on the internet, apparently. But yeah, that Deadpool trailer, if you haven't seen it, check it out. There's a green band and a red band. There's no reason to even see the green band trailers. Look at the red band one. It's awesome. Unless you're like 8 years old and stop listening to this podcast, you fucking dork. You're too young to be here. You're a dork. Thanks for listening. Very hostile with the audience today.
It's okay.
A trailer that's very hostile with me, though, is fucking Star Trek Beyond. Can we just say that Guardians of the Galaxy has changed the way sci-fi movies are made in the mainstream? Yeah. Because let's find one of those catchy tracks those kids love, like Beastie Boys Sabotage from 1996 or whatever, or 95 or what. Someone correct me. I don't know what year it's from. I know that I like that song and I like that video by Spike Jonze, but I don't think I like it as a trailer song.
Nope.
I also I would like to see what Idris Elba looks like, because everyone says he's not Klingon, but like the fact that they keep not showing him to me makes me think he's Klingon.
I thought they showed his character.
No, they show that guy, but his mouth isn't moving. Like, they show it's like, this is what happens when the frontier pushes back, and it's like, is that Idris Elba, or is that because that looks like a steroided out Ferengi guy, and that I'm not into.
Yeah, I don't even know, dude. Do people still care about that universe?
I mean, I care about that universe. I liked Star Trek, and I liked Star Trek Into Darkness. There's no semicolon there, so it's all one sentence. It's just Star Trek Into Darkness.
Oh, good call, dude.
It's not a subtitle.
Right.
It's just a sentence.
It's Star Trekking, and it's the act of Into Darkness. Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Right.
And this one is just Star Trek Beyond, because there's no semicolon again. At least not that I see yet.
Trekking beyond?
Well, we've gone into the darkness, and now we're beyond it.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. That's where we're at. That's how we're doing it.
Such an enlightening podcast tonight.
To round out trailer season, we had The Legend of Tarzan, which is kind of whatever. It's neither good nor bad.
Dude, these are just getting worse. What the?
And then to end on a good note, fucking the teaser for Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. That was fucking sweet.
Yes.
So, trailer season has not been the greatest trailer season, but there have been a lot of fucking trailers.
A lot of trailers.
So, you can go check out all 7 of those at your own leisure, but you'll only really like 3 of them, I think.
Yeah.
But that's sometimes that's how it works. Sometimes you like only 3 of them. Sometimes you like all of them. If you like all of them, they'll stop listening to our show. Just
what's strange is I haven't seen one in a good while that actually has piqued my interest. That isn't something I was expecting or as I've heard about, or like one of the one-offs like Drive or God, I don't even know. But
Good Night Mommy has done it for me, and I still have to watch it.
Okay, Good Night Mommy. All right.
Yeah, that is definitely one I hadn't seen coming. Also, same thing on the horror level.
Yeah.
The Boy has got me interested too.
Okay.
It's about a Maggie from The Walking Dead signs up to be a caretaker for this rich family's son, but their son is like a porcelain doll because the boy died when he was young, but his soul still lives in the doll. And if you don't treat him right, like he goes fucking crazy supernatural and murders people.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, release date January. Oh man.
That actually has a trailer out too, and you can add that to the good trailers of trailer season.
Oh man, this looks creepy.
So I definitely am.
All right.
I'm looking forward to that.
We gotta tell Sarah about that one if she doesn't know about it.
Yeah, I bet she does. But yeah, so Netflix has a lot of money because they borrowed $4 billion or whatever the fuck it was. And they're just making shit hand over fist now. Like, there's just new shows coming out left and right. Two new shows that they're going to be popping, just
How
pooping
awesome
out.
would it be to work R&D at
At Netflix?
Netflix?
Do you guys think that this would be tight? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, fuck it. We'll make a show.
Yes! Got another one!
They bought the rights to Voltron to make a new CG series for it.
And I'm so... Wait, what?
And-
Where did it say CG? I was
Dream-
like
it's-
so
well,
happy until I just heard
Well,
that.
it's DreamWorks Animation, so it's going to be CG. You know, it's going to be in the same vein as all of that stuff, like Turbo and Despicable Me and Minions. Like, it's going to be in...
Yeah, but it's not going to get that budget, is it?
Well, I mean, it's not going to get that big a budget, but it's going to get enough to be... Imagine, like, Transformers Prime. That CG cartoon.
Nah, you know what? You're right, because I watched the shit out of some Beast Wars.
Yeah, dude. And, like, even
I was
Beast Wars back...
perfectly okay with it, yep.
Yeah, and Beast Wars back in the day wasn't
Yep.
even the best CG you could see. It was just awesome.
It was... Yep.
It was just an awesome story, and man, oh man,
Yep.
were some of those characters dope. Like Rampage the Crab, holy shit, that guy was awesome. Had half the soul of Starscream.
Why is that
like,
not on Netflix?
it used to be.
Really?
Beast
And
Wars
I
and
missed it?
Beast Wars and Beast Machines was on there for a long time.
Dude, my life will never be the same knowing that I missed that. What am I gonna do?
Maximals, maximize.
Yes.
Predacons, terrorize.
That was the ape, wasn't it? The big gorilla motherfucker.
Well, that's Optimus Primal.
Yeah.
Who was the gorilla. But then, like, the weird thing about fucking Beast Wars is that they were back in time on Proto-Earth, so the Ark had already crashed onto Earth before man had ever even... there were any creatures other than, like, primal animals. And then, at one point, Optimus Primal, who's a descendant of Optimus Prime, merges with the original Optimus Prime and becomes Optimal Optimus and becomes, like, a super version of Optimus Prime.
Whoa.
And, like,
Optimal Optimus?
Yeah, dude. And then, like, the crazy thing about, like, Beast Wars is that it ends with them going through the wormhole that spit them out on prehistoric Earth to take them back to Cybertron, but they're hauling Megatron on the outside of their ship. They have him tied like he's fucking luggage on the top of a fucking land cruiser.
Yeah, 'cause that's smart.
To bring him back. And Megatron gets free and gets back to Cybertron 100 years before they do. And he takes over Cybertron and rules Cybertron and Beast Machines. Fucking way ahead of its time as far as serialized children's cartoons.
See, I wasn't even ready for it. I didn't even know about any of this.
Yeah, super dope. So if Voltron is even half of that, fucking rock and roll. And then that means bring on Silverhawks and Thundercats and Tiger Sharks and Bionic 6. Fucking bring me all of those awesome 80s cartoons, because I will throw the gauntlet down right now. Bionic 6 has the dopest 80s theme song for any kid's cartoon ever.
I think I just got our new theme song.
So fucking radical. Bionic 6 was so dope. Just, oh man, it was good. Dovetailing into all of that, Hasbro is taking their 80s cartoons and stitching a universe together, because you gotta have a universe nowadays, baby. If you don't have a universe for your shit, you fucking suck. Get out of here. That universe, of course, being Transformers, G.I. Joe, and then the much less known, but very well known to me because I fucking love 80s cartoons, the Micronauts, Visionaries, and Mask. And also Rom the Space Knight, which is crazy because Rom the Space Knight was a fucking Marvel comic in addition to being a toy. So I don't know where that fits in, but I don't think Marvel gives a shit anymore because they're just rolling in their Star Wars money at this point.
Pretty much.
But to run it down, Visionaries, which is crazy because I don't know how that's going to fit in, because Visionaries doesn't take place on Earth. It takes place on another planet where we still have like medieval knights, but everything is futuristic technology, but still medieval knights. And all of these knights are imbued with well, this cartoon was made to sell toys, like all 80s cartoons, before they had to make them at least educational in some regard. Visionaries, basically, to sell these awesome toys, all these toys had holograms in them. So, like, their shields had, like, a hologram sticker of, like, a bear. Like, it looked like a bear was coming out of the shield. So, like, in the cartoon, the dude with a bear would have a bear shoot out of his shield, and he had, like, a laser gun. And that's, like, what Visionaries is, like, some fucking LSD acid trip idea of a cartoon. Because, like, G.I. Joe is, like, army men versus terrorists.
Yep.
Simple concept.
Simple.
Visionaries is knights and wizards and laser guns and magic and robots and like everything you can have except for cat people.
Whoa.
Which is all tied up for Thundercat.
Exactly.
You can't have any cat people. There's only one cat people show on TV at a time. And then Mask is like transforming vehicles. Like people had these like little like robot suits and they would jump in their vehicles, and their vehicles could transform from cars into airplanes and airplanes into submarines. They're kind of like Transformers, but the machines weren't sentient. They were just driven by people, and they had wars. Also, they're, you know, as all 80s cartoons, there's always like a young kid who's for some reason always in the middle of a battle at like 11 years old, where there's like just murder and death everywhere. And he had like this litlittle robot guy who's the only sentient robot in the whole thing.
Yep.
He's a scooter.
Classic.
He's like a scooter who's alive.
Just classic, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you name it. Robotech, Gundam, Transformers.
You gotta have a
just
kid.
Children in the middle of wars.
Gotta have a child in a battle, dude. You gotta have it. You've got to have it. This is like Cold Stone Creamery. Gotta have it.
I feel like the old man, like,
Before Hunger Games and Divergent and your fucking teeny bop and Kids in Trouble, we had real kids in trouble.
in your bleep blorp and your all your shows with your Pokemons. Pokemons? But with this rash of like comic book movies and Transformers and all this shit, all of it hitting big, and I love that they're like just digging into the backlogs now and grabbing everything. If I could get a revival of Cops, I would be so happy, because Cops was such a fucking dope cartoon.
Okay, God, I was
not like bad boys, what you want, what you gonna do? Not that. There's a cartoon called Cops, the centralized organization of police specialists. And they all have like, there's like the main character's named Long Arm, and he has like a grappling hook for a hand. Like he's the long arm of the law.
I was gonna say
There's like crazy villains like Dr. Bad Vibes. He's like this evil scientist. What a great name, Dr. Bad Vibes, dude. And there's like a guy with like a fucking Gatling gun in his chest. It was like this crazy like Inspector Gadget style cartoon, but cops and robbers. Awesome. Super dope. Bring that back, Netflix. I'll fucking write it. I'll write it for a very small fee, if that's what it takes to get it done. That's what I want. Adam Dunn's name on the revival of Cops, the show.
And Spectre.
And Spectre. And Spectre. I'm really sad these days.
Oh, why are you sad?
I'm really sad these days because I'm sad because Will Smith is sad.
He has not much to be sad about.
He's dead.
Except in this instance.
He's dead. Independence. How does Independence Day 2 handle the fact that Will Smith was like, I'm gonna do a Suicide Squad because my career needs it? They kill him.
You're dead.
They just kill him. He died in 2007 flying an airplane that blew up. It's like, you're fucking dead, dude. You died. Damn. There's no coming back for you. You're fucking out of here. Like, that's like the most like scorned fucking studio shit I've ever heard. You won't do fucking Independence Day 2? Fuck him. Fucking kill his character. That's what they did to Charlie Sheen on 2.5 Men, and Will Smith wronged nobody along the way. He just said his scheduling wouldn't work out to be in Independence Day 2. It's just like the shittiest thing ever. Oh my god. You know what? I'll tell you what though. if this shit goes super huge hit and they want to make an Independence Day 3, I guarantee you that he blew up in that shit, but the aliens like sucked him out of the fucking thing with a time travel device, and they retcon that fucker back in if they can get him. Watch. You just fucking
God.
watch.
Of course they will.
At episode like fucking 300 years from now when they make Independence Day 3, I'm like, I fucking told you. I fucking said it. And that's pretty much...
That's pretty much it.
That's pretty much why I'm sad, I guess.
Bill Pullman will still be there. Jeff Goldblum will still be there.
Yep. And Liam Hemsworth will probably still be there.
Oh, that's right. He's in this one. You mean
He's in
Joe
it.
Mauer?
What?
I think he looks a shit ton like Joe Mauer. If there were ever to be a...
Oh, no, he does kind of look like Joe Mauer.
Yeah.
He does kind of look like Joe Mauer. Guy looks like Chris Hemsworth.
Wait a minute.
I wonder if they're related. But before we go, I'm going to do a quick rapid fire on 3 movies I saw recently.
Fire away!
I'm just going to give it to you like the way you guys all took your classes in college, pass, fail.
How do you want me to... How do you want me to take it?
The Revenant, pass. The Martian, pass. The Hateful Eight, pass. That's all. I'm not gonna go into it until Reg has seen it. We can actually do like a proper rundown. But I was not all that impressed with the Hateful Eight, and I kind of blame the way I saw it. I kind of feel like you need to see it the 70mm roadshow production, which I guess you can't really see because Star Wars is taking all the screens. But a real review later. But so far, pass. But a smaller pass on the last one. But yeah, other than that, Reach, we got anything else? Because I think we just plowed through a whole show.
Go watch Mr. Robot.
Yeah, I gotta start watching that. I really do. I just finished Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta watch the finale on that one. You didn't like the finale.
I did not. I really liked everything leading up to the finale, and I did not like the finale.
Loved it.
But it does not make me hate the show or anything. It's not one of those like make or break finales. It's just
Good.
like, all right, maybe season 2 will just be better.
Good.
But I still say watch it. I also started watching the Eric Andre show, and I fucking love that too.
Not familiar with that one.
It's like a fake talk show on Adult Swim.
Oh
15
yeah,
minutes,
never mind. I know that
with him and Hannibal Buress. It's super dumb, but I love it because of one sketch called Pizza Safety, where he shows up to a pizza parlor as a giant slice of pizza, and I swear to God, this is the line that he says. He goes, "Hello, I'm Mr. Burrito, the human pizza." And like, just the dumbness of that alone, that a guy would be named Mr. Burrito who happens to be a living slice of pizza, is so comedically perfect for me that I don't even know what to do.
Your brain just burst.
Just thinking about it's making me laugh. So those are the things that we're watching right now, I guess.
Well, I'm done with mine. It was only 10 episodes.
Well, I gotta start Mr. Robot, but
There were so many good shows this year.
hey, we
So
just
many.
got one new like. We just got one new like. We're basically running shit now. Facebook page has just popped up and said, "Best Flarking Podcast." Got one new like. Probably somebody liked it. Is like, why don't you put more podcasts out?
Oh, no shit.
Can't just take months off in between podcasts. We're like, we're sorry, man. Jesus was born, and then the year died and was born again. So we had to do some shit for that. We're sorry.
Life shit.
We'll try and be better going forward.
Yes.
But we're allowed to have holidays too, you guys. That's not cool of you.
Yeah,
to,
we've got a life.
to vindictively like our page to teach us a lesson. That's what we call reading into shit. So it's time for the spiel then. So if you like this podcast, which I'm assuming you do because you're listening to it, and you made it all the way to the end, it would be odd if you just listened to the end and you hated it. But if you do, that's a harmony or melody, like this show,
I should have harmonized.
you can go on to iTunes and subscribe, so that way you never miss an episode. You can also, if you do listen to us on iTunes, please give us a rating and a review, and we would appreciate it because that pushes us up in the rankings and the new people can find our show. If you want us to get paid for doing this, which you don't have to, but if you do, you can go to our Stitcher page, which is just the Best Flarking Podcast on Stitcher, and listen there. You can listen to us on YouTube if you prefer to do like YouTube playlists. We have all the podcast episodes up on our YouTube page, which is Evil Ice Cream Pictures. We are Mother Flarker on Vine and Twitter, and we are the Best Flarking Podcast on Instagram. And we will be posting more shit to our Instagram very soon. I just really need Instagram to go ahead and push out the iPhone update that allows us to have multi-account support, because fucking Android shouldn't have got it first. They're their second place platform. They shouldn't have got it first.
Oh god, the anger, the frustration and anger.
Dude, you know how long I fucking wanted multiple accounts on Instagram?
It's ridiculous.
It blows my mind that it's like, no, just sign out and sign in, and then go back to the settings page and sign out and sign. It's like, fucking
let me get right on that.
He's like, you shut up. You just all you have to do is enable like a drop down box to have multi-account support. You are killing me. Fuckers. You're killing me inside.
Dirty Android fuckers.
Man, that shit makes me mad. It makes me so mad.
Woo!
Yeah, woo, Ric Flair. But anyways, this has been a lot of fun. You guys have been great sports for listening to our ranting this whole time.
It's good to be back.
And it's good to be back. It's good to be back, and it's good to be
the Best Flarking Podcast.